we've done that bit. So that's, I'll put a thou step in that right on this very edge. So let's see where that gets us to. Bring that dial around a little bit just to give me a bit of... Now if I get this within 5/10, I'll be happy, because I want to get it better than that, but I want to do my finish grinding and all my messing about once I've got a wheel balancer made. That's 4/10 low that side. A little low there, so maybe not quite 4/10. Keep my hand on the surface gauge, 0. I'll push it, yeah, about 3/10 light, which for a bloke who wanted to get things within a thou, and now I'm talking of tenths and I haven't even got to my finish grinding bits yet, then I'm more than happy. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again, a big thanks to Steve Barton. Right, let's see where we get to now. The slightest bit of dirt on this surface table is just, it's horrendous. 0. Yeah, 3/10, the 3/10 light. So we're ready to drill some holes in here now. If you're wondering what I've done with the other block, I'm still going to do the other block, but after watching Solid Rock Machine Shop again, I realised that what he did, once he'd got one block perfectly square in all directions, he'd got 3 holes going through it. So I'm going to put one there, one in the centre and one there, which will go all the way through the block. I'm going to drill it with a clearance drill for M8, because I'm going to drill and tap all these holes M8. And the idea being, when this block is all finished and square, I can kind of use it as a master, if you sort of see what I mean. I can bolt the other block to it. So let's say the holes are drilled on this side. If I bolted that other block to there, I know that that side's going to be square, because it'll be bolted to this, and I can grind the top to suit. And I can, if I bolt it on so one end is stuck out further, and so this side would be stuck up a bit and protrude a bit further than this end, I can grind this top kind of perfectly square with that, and then I can turn it on its end on the grinder and then grind this end. So it will make life so much easier to get it in. So what I've done, these are just pencil lines on here through the Dykem. I don't know whether you can see them. Let me just lift the camera up a little bit. On the end of the last video I was asking about suggestions for balancing the wheels on the surface grinder. It may be that I've got this video done by the time that other one goes out, so I may be only able to answer things in the comments really. Get this zeroed up. Come on, baby. There we go. So 471. 471. So just find my calculator. So that's 3.4715. This is where you double check everything, because you don't want to cock out up near. Divided by 2 equals 1.735. 1.7. So 1.7357. Oops. Nearly. Too much. 1735. 1735. Let's see if that'll zero now. There's something wrong with the DRO in that it won't let me Sometimes it does. I don't know whether it's suffering from damp or what. But so what I have to do is switch it off, turn it back on again. Now it's zeroed in the Y. So we'll do the same and find the X, and then we'll get another drill in. I ground up both ends of that block, and that block is square as it is at the moment, within about 3.5 tenths in any direction. In some directions it's square within a tenth. Others just ever, 2 tenths to 3 tenths. So I'm well happy with how it's turned out so far. I won't let go. Right, we'll get set up to put a clearance drill through. Right, so that should be on centre there, yeah. So when we've done that, we've got to come across, so it'll be 15, 30. So have a quick look at this, make sure I get this right. Right, so yeah, clearance drill in, and then across 45mm up 15. Once we've got this first one done, that should put us about right. And we'll just spot these. Right, 45 across. Back. That should put us on that. Yeah. Those marks I put on there, they're not perfectly marked out. Let's just sort this camera out. Try that, shall we? So then, back the other way, the 45, 45 the other way. Back to 0 on the Y, then 15 back out. Should put us somewhere, yeah, that's about right. Right, that's got the 3 through holes spotted. We'll get clearance drilling. Right, ready to go on this one. I think I'm going to slow it down a bit. We'll go about 700 revs and we'll see how that performs, because it's quite hard steel, this. quill handle. A lot of the times I put a smaller drill in first, but we'll give it a go straight through with a clearance drill and see where that gets us. I see that we are now officially out of the European Union. Keep your fingers crossed that it's a good thing, yeah? Hope so. It's actually drilling through there really nicely. Take them bits off there because they're a bit of a pain in the you-know-what. I know I didn't have to drill those holes all the way through in order to do what I want to do. Well, I do on this block, but I think it gives me a bit more of an option with them being all the way like that. So, yeah, so now we'll just bring that back to 0 so I don't lose anything, and then we'll get set up for the tapping drill. I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to drill and tap for M8. So my plan is to drill the holes 15mm deep and tap them 10. That's going to give me 10mm of thread depth. And bear in mind that they're 8mm threads, so it should be enough. This is the drill, I've maybe showed it before. It's a, are we on there? Yeah, it's a Guerin carbide drill, little short stubby one. So hopefully that should last to do all the holes, sharp as a razor. And we'll see how it goes. Right, get this set up. Right, so we're on the centre line. I've set the quill lock, so when it was down that was just touching the surface, and I brought the knee up by 15mm. It's a carbide drill, isn't it? So I'm going to go at 1250 on the revs and see how we do at that. Just checking the marks there. I can't see it very well. I think if it was on a CNC machine, it would be going a lot quicker than that, wouldn't it? It'd be doing something more like 2,000 to 3,000 or even more. But we're not in a CNC shop, so we're just in my old shed. So I think 1250 will be enough. So give that a go. I'm not going to bother spotting these holes first because I don't think there's any need to. The carbide drill's really stiff. Right, that's that one done. So across another 15. Too far. I think I'd be getting sick of drilling all these bloody holes by now, wouldn't you? All I seem to have been doing lately. Let's see about. Well, about 45. So we'll carry on until we get a bit further along. Now that's just plenty of holes for anybody to be doing. The third hole from the end, I just felt a click through the handle as if the edge had gone on that drill. I'll be a bit disappointed if it has. Yeah. And whether we can see that, I'll show you in a minute, but it's absolutely mullered, that drill. So in that hole there, all the surface finishes in the hole are fine. It went in the bottom of that one. That's a bit of a pain. You just see if I can get you a better shot of it. There you go, look. Smashed the end clean off it. Just took the cutters off. Broke a big chunk out of that side and off there. Third hole from the end. I bought the carbide drill because I was a bit concerned because of how hard this steel is on this particular block. Makes you wonder if I'd have just been better off to stick with high speed steel, doesn't it? Anyway. We'll have to just have a quick measure in those holes and see if it's gone all the way down. I'll just get my calipers. Just when you think things are going alright. Right, so that's a 10.45. 15 mil there. 15 there. We got there 14.3. 14.9. That's a bit of a dilemma, isn't it? Because, well, I can't see anything in the bottom of them. So I'm just going to have to hope that there's no bits of carbide in there when I come to do the tapping. Because if it catches the tap, snaps the tap, then I'm going to be in a world of shit, aren't I? Oh dear me. These things are sent to triers, aren't they? Right, well, get countersinks out. Again, I'm using the quill stop, so all the countersinks are the same. Come on. Well, I've just literally dropped the speed down. I'm only running at 200 revs now. So, carry on at that until we get them all done. Right, got to be honest, boys, I'm glad that's done. So, now what I'm going to do is get the tap set up. I'm going to hoover all these holes out and blow them out, get as many of the chips out as I can. I'll put the countersink in the same depth on them all. Apart from that, those three, that one and that one, I dropped it down an extra 30 thou on each one, 3/4 of a mil, just to give us a nice countersink there. So I'll get the holes hoovered out and have a bit of a tidy up, and then we'll do a bit of tapping. I've tapped two already, just to get a bit of a feel for it. I can only really go into about 3/4 of the way up the cutters. I'll show you what she does. So pretty much as soon as it starts, I'm switching it off. Well, I don't fancy tapping all these by hand. That would be rather soul destroying, painful, call it what you like. So if it can carry on in that vein, then I will be more than happy. I'm still smarting a bit after that carbide drill though, if I'm honest. I'm a bit pissed off about that. Anyway, there you go. I'm looking in those holes and it is tapped actually quite a bit, quite a nice way down. Let's just put one of these in and see, shall we? Can you see that? Yeah. Now if I put a marker, oh, wrong pen. I could put a bit of a Sharpie marker on there. No, because it's got oil on it, isn't it? That's not going to work, is it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 turns, so say half a turn. That'll be 5 threads, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's not bad. So I think we can go at that. And I can always just run the tap down a little bit by hand, can't I, when I'm done? It won't take much. At least they're all going in straight. I can't remember whether I said before, because it's a while since I started this now, but that's one of the red ring taps from MSC. I suppose it's especially designed for harder materials. It's a Guerin one again, so that's what it is. So we'll hope that the tap does the rest. Oh, went a bit far that time. What's going on there? That's alright. Right, onwards and upwards. Now these are the 3 holes that are left. This is the one where I started to get the problem. So that's all I'm going to do is start the thread, and I'm going to finish it off by hand, just in case there's anything in there. I'll have more chance of feeling it in my hands, haven't I, than I have on the machine, so to speak. I'll do them last 2 the same. It's only gone in them's about in those last 3 to about the depth of the thread, so we'll soon find out. Right, I'm going to find a tapping wrench and then we'll hand tap them. The battery's about to die in the camera. And then we'll see what the first one goes like, shall we? This is the one where I had the issue with the drill when I heard it chip. Tell you what, that tap's cutting well. Considering it's done all those holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 45 holes or something over there, I think. Right, well, whatever it was that was in there that damaged the carbide drill has come out okay, so. Right, well, I'll get these other 2 tapped out and flip the block and drill the holes in the end. Right, well that'll do for now, for this video I think. So, we've got all the holes drilled and tapped. I have run the tap down to the very bottom by hand. There was like a thread and a half left to go. I slipped up really, look, you see these 2 little marks in here? Well, 3, one there, one there, one there. I don't know whether they'll come out when I finish the grinding. That one feels a little deep. I should have drilled the holes on this side. All it wants doing is these 3 holes on the back countersinking, and I actually put a hole pattern in the end there as well. Look. I've offset the top 4, so if you can sort of see there, can we? So they sort of run between these ones. So yeah, I mean that, even in that state, I'll be fair with you, that's the most accurate setup thing I've got. Because I should imagine, because it's only 2 or 3 tenths out at the minute, that it's more accurate than any of my squares I've got, because they're only cheap squares and stuff. So I think now this will be the last bit that we're going to do on these blocks for a while, because I think the next thing I ought to do really is to get a wheel balancer built so that we can see if we can stop this wheel from hopping. As you see these lines here, you should be able to see them now. Now when it comes off the grinder, I'll keep to, I can't see, you can see them there. When it comes off the grinder, you don't really see them as much till you go over it with one of the precision stones, and then it really does show them up, and you can see where it's been skipping. That's where are we? Yeah, that's not too bad a finish, but the ends came out nice. I mean, it's got a lot of scratches on it now, look, but yeah, they're quite good. But you know, I've got to remember what I've got on it. It's a really old machine, and I'm learning all the time. So I shall take and put this in the house, because if I leave it in here, by the time I get round to finishing it off, it'll be red, covered in rust. I had to, before I started today, I had to go around my vice with some Scotch-Brite and WD-40 to clean all the rust off, because it had made such a mess in here. So yeah, this will do now. We'll call it do on this video. I don't know how long it'll be with the other one, but we'll see how it goes on. I'll be interested to see in the comments whether we get some good ideas for the grinding wheels. You know, like I was saying about making some way of balancing them. I'm interested to see if anybody's got a good idea for that. So we'll get the wheel balancer made, and then I don't know whether I'll drop back on these blocks and get these blocks finished, or whether I'll crack straight on with making the wheel hubs for the grinders, for the grinding wheels. And I suppose then once all that's done, then we can drop back onto these. But that now in its current state is more than good enough for what I need. But it would be nice, if I can, get rid of some of these chatter lines and just make it look a bit better. So anyway, till next time, boys and girls, we'll see you later.